All right, shalom, most high in Christ bless. Welcome to Passover 2026. It's been a long ride, but we are here. And this is the most high, highest holy day, the highest, because of where we came from, because what happened during the Passover. But let me introduce it. Once again, we are the Israelite Saints of Christ. I'm Brother Benaniah, my armor bearer to my left,
Counselor Sarab.
and my armor bearer to my right.
Counselors Hushai.
And we are a Bible-based school that explores all aspects of the Bible, the Old, the New, and the Apocrypha. Right now, today, we are celebrating Passover. All praises to the Most High. We're going to go through the plagues, but just before we get into it, I just have a couple scriptures to get into before we actually get into the Passover, because we're going to be reading the plagues and we're going to learn about some of the things that the Most High have caused upon the Egyptians for putting us into captivity, okay, and not letting our people go. Not letting us go, the Most High gave plagues. We're going to get into that. But first, let's go to Exodus chapter 11 and verse 4. That's Exodus chapter 11 and verse 4.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11 and verse 4. And Moses said, Thus saith the Lord, about midnight will I go out unto the midst of Egypt.
Right. So the Most High said, because I'm just speeding y'all forward, because Pharaoh didn't want to let our people go. The Most High God said, I'm going to cause plagues. But before I cause those plagues, this is how it's going to start. This is how it's going to start, right? And the Most High said, and Moses said, Thus saith the Lord, about midnight will I go out into the midst of Egypt. Verse 5.
Verse 5. And all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beasts.
Oh, so now the Most High says, and all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon the throne. So the Most High does not have respect of persons. Just because he was Pharaoh doesn't mean he get respect, right? So the Most High says what we're learning about is this whole Passover, because a lot of people say Passover and they don't know the implications of the Passover, everything that had to do with it. This is why we're celebrating this highest holy day. This is why we're celebrating it, right? Verse 6.
Verse 6. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it anymore.
So it's going to be a great cry throughout the land of Egypt, such as there was never like, nor shall be like anymore. So you got to think about it. If you got 1,000 families and 1,000 families have firstborns, and them firstborns die, it's going to be a loud cry, because this is not due to a process of time. This is swiftly that they're going to die, right? Verse 7.
Verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know.
They hold these other gods high. Why do they do this? Because they have no knowledge of the scriptures. Because at this time, and if you was in this time and you seen exactly what happened, you will quickly turn your mind. You will quickly turn from those other gods. Jump to verse 9.
Verse 9. And the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that may wonders may be multiplied in the land of Egypt.
So, and the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that my wonders, it's going to be wonders, may be multiplied in the land of Egypt. What is the wonder? The wonder is, how did the firstborn die of all these families? How? In one night. Remember, Most High said he's going to visit at midnight, right? Verse 10.
Verse 10. And Moses and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh, and the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he would not let the children of Israel go out of his land.
So it says, and Moses and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh, and the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he would not let the children of Israel go out of the land. So since he didn't want to let the children of Israel go out the land, the Most High God is going to send the angel, which we know is the Christ. He's going to send the death angel, which we know is the Christ, that's going to come and smite all the firstborn of the people of the Egyptians, right? So all praises to the Most High for that. Right now, we're going to get into some of those plagues, and we're only going to touch on a bit of them. We're going to finish them out during the week, all right? So we're going to go, brother, you can start on the first plague.
Sobek.
Sobek, false idol.
Sobek, the first plague. Sobek, the Egyptian god of the Nile. First plague, Sobek, the Nile god idol. Sobek was the deification of crocodiles, as crocodiles were deeply feared in the nation, so dependent on the Nile River. Egyptians who worked or traveled on the Nile hoped that they prayed to Sebek, the crocodile Nile god. He would protect them from being attacked by crocodiles. The god Sebek, which was depicted as a crocodile or a man with the head of a crocodile, was powerful and frightening deity. In some Egyptian creation myths, it was Sobek who first came out of the water of chaos to create the world. As a creator god, he was occasionally linked with the sun god Ra. Exodus chapter 7 and verse 17 through 21. Thus saith the Lord, in this thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Behold, I will smite the rod that is in my hand upon the waters which are in the river, and they shall be turned to blood. Verse 18. And the fish that is in the river shall die, and the river shall stink, and Egyptians shall loathe to drink of the water of the river. Verse 19. And the Lord spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, take thy rod and stretch out thine hand upon the water of Egypt, upon their streams, upon their rivers, and upon their ponds, and upon their pools of water, that they may become blood, and that there may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and vessels of stone. Verse 20. And Moses and Aaron did so, and the Lord commanded and lifted up the rod and smote the waters that were in the river, in the sight of Pharaoh, and in the sight of his servants, and in all the waters that were in the river were turned to blood. Verse 21, and the fish that was in the river died, and the fish stank, and the Egyptians could not drink the water of the river, and there was blood throughout all the land of Egypt. Burn the plague.
Just introduce the second one.
Eclipse. Equip.
He said it already. No, you gotta.
False idol. He can't.
Eclipse. Second plague. Eclipse. The frog god idol. To the Egyptians, the frog was a symbol of life and fertility, since millions of them were born after the annual inoculation of the Nile, which brought fertility to the otherwise barren land. Consequently, in Egyptian mythology, there began to be a frog goddess who represented fertility, referred to by Egyptologists as Hequit, written with the determinative frog. Exodus 8:5 through 10. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, and the Lord spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, stretch forth thine hand with thy rod over the streams, over the rivers, and over the ponds, and cause frogs to come up upon the land of Egypt. Verse 6. And Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters of Egypt, and the frogs came up and covered the land of Egypt. Verse 7. And the musicians did so with their enchantments, and brought up frogs upon the land of Egypt. Verse 8. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron, and said, entreat the Lord, that he may take away the frog from me and from my people, and I will let the people go, that they may do sacrifice unto the Lord. Verse 9. And Moses said unto Pharaoh, glory over me, when shall I entreat for thee, and for thy servants, and for thy people, to destroy the frogs from thee and thy houses, that they may remain in the river only. Verse 10. And he said, tomorrow. And he said, be it according to thy word, that thou mayest know that there is none like unto the Lord our God. Burn the frog. Burn the
All right. All praises to the Most High for letting us see these plagues that he's doing to these Egyptians. All right. All praises to the Most High. That we have to see that these people, the Egyptians, they celebrated and they honored all these deities that they may worship it. Well, guess what we're doing today? You're not doing nothing no different. You're not doing nothing no different. Our people's out here celebrating and honoring all kind of these fake gods. That's what our people is doing. So what you're seeing is the things that they honored. But guess what? We still honoring things like this today. We're still honoring things like this today. So all praise to the Most High. We're going to go on to the third and the fourth plague, which is Kepri. All right, this is the third and the fourth plague, Kepri. It's the Egyptian god of the flies. Yep. Kepri is associated with the dung beetle, Keeper, whose behavior of maintaining skeptical balls of dung represents the force which moved the sun. Kepri gradually came to be considered as an embodiment of the sun itself, and therefore was a solar deity. To explain where the sun goes at night, such pushing as extended to the underworld. Kepri pushing of the sun being ceaseless. Since the scarab beetle lays its eggs in the bodies of various dead animals, including other scarabs, and in dung, which they emerge having been born. The ancient Egyptians believed the scarab beetles were created from dead matter. Because of this, they also associated Kepri with rebirth, renewal, and resurrection. Indeed, his name means to come into being. As a result of this, when the rival cult of the sun god Ra gained significance, Kepri was identified as the aspect of Ra which constitutes only the dawning sun, i.e., another example, the sun when it comes into being. Now, we're going to go to Exodus chapter 8. We're going to start at verse 16 to 21. Verse 16, and the Lord said unto Moses, saying to Aaron, stretch out thy rod, and smite the dust of the land, that it may become lice throughout all the land of Egypt. Verse 17, and they did so. For Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod, and smote the dust of the earth, and it became lice in men and in beasts. All the dust of the land became lice throughout all the land of Egypt. Verse 18, and the magicians did so with their enchantments to bring forth lice, but they could not. So there were lice upon man and upon beasts. Yikes. Verse 19, then the magician said unto Pharaoh, this is the finger of God. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord has said. Verse 20, and the Lord said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh. Lo, he cometh forth to the water, and to say unto him, thus saith the Lord, let my people go, that they may serve me. Verse 21, else, if thou wilt not let my people go, behold, I will send swarms of flies upon thee, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, and upon thy houses, and in the houses of the Egyptians shall be full of swarms of flies, and also the ground whereon they are. Touch this falseness. All praises. All praises to the Most High. We just went through some of these plagues that the Most High God caused upon the Egyptians. Now, from here, you guys can always go home and look at these things. It's all written all over our pages, all over everywhere that you're going to see these plagues, okay? And just follow along with us, all right? All praises, for our media team for getting these things going and getting these multimedia pages going, all right? So we are going to move on into the next segment of our Passover from there, all right? But you at home that's celebrating the Passover, all praises to the Most High God, man, and the Christ. Because you are celebrating this Passover, man, no matter if you're doing it today, if you're doing it tomorrow or the next day, you are celebrating the Lord's Passover, all right? And the Lord says that we, our people, the children of Israel, the so-called Black, the so-called Hispanic, and Native Americans, that we have to celebrate this day. We have to celebrate this day, just as you do with your other days. But this is a high holy day. So this is something separate. This is something separate. And when you go through in Exodus and you start reading and you start looking through the scriptures of how our people was delivered from the Egyptians, you're going to say all praises to the Most High, how you have to celebrate this day. All right. So we're going to move on in that. I believe we're going to cut the streaming and then we're going to start on other things. But y'all all stay tuned. We have other classes. We have other things going on with the Passover, okay? With the Passover. Let me see. Let's just close it out. Let's just close it out. Give me Philippians chapter 3, verse 8.
The book of Philippians, chapter 3 and verse 8. Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Christ Jesus, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Christ.
That I may win Christ. How that we may win Christ if we don't look at the Passover, if we don't identify the Passover, if we don't understand that we have to rid our houses of the leaven, which is the leaven within us. We have to rid that. One of these things that's within us is celebrating these deities, is holding these other no gods higher than the God of above, man. Higher than the God of above. Matthew chapter 16, verse 24 and 25.
Matthew chapter 16, verse 24 and 25. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it.
That we may find it. We're trying to lose our life any and every day, that we may find the Most High in Christ. That's what it's about, putting ourselves down to recognize them. This is what we're doing today. This is the Lord's Passover. We putting ourselves down. I know everybody have a lot of things they could be doing right now, but we are celebrating the Most High's high holy day, and he is going to send the blessings. He is going to bless. Please believe that. Acts chapter 5 and verse 29.
The book of Acts chapter 5 and verse 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men.
And we're going to obey God rather than men each and every day. Each and every day. So we went through a little bit of the plagues. Continue to follow along in the week where we're going to finish off these plagues in our classes. All right. So I want to give a big shout out to the Most High and the Christ, man, for letting us recognize the Passover. Letting us recognize it and take time out of our time to recognize this Passover and lift the Most High and Christ up as we do each and every day. For those ones that's pushing, those ones that's celebrating the Passover today, all praises to the Most High. You celebrating the Passover tomorrow and the next day, all praises to the Most High, because we all don't have it at 100%. So if you celebrating this large Passover, all praises to the Most High, man. All praises to the Most High. So, and if you are doing that, you on our side, man. We on your side, all right? Because together we can achieve more. Together so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, if we rally together, as the scripture said, we can achieve more, man, by celebrating these high holy days. I want to give a big shout out once again to the Most High in Christ. I'm Brother Benaniah, my armor bearer to my left.
Counselor Sarak.
I'm my armor bearer to my right.
Counselor Hushai.
And with that, we want to say shalom.
Romans chapter 11 verse 1. I say then, hath God cast away his people?
As God cast away his people, you so-called blacks and Hispanics, the Israelites, have God cast away his people? Read.
God forbid.
Meaning no. God has not cast away the Israelites. Read.
For I also am an Israelite.
Paul said, I also am an